Grace and peace. Before commencing today's exploration of the Canadian identity, genealogically speaking, let us first turn our attention to a note I'd like to draw to your attention, which may half-assed explain why I might endeavor to waste our time together doing these long, boring sessions, these tales that have really no beginning and no end, but are told only to familiarize ourselves together with whom we are. Say, that image in the mirror reflected by us, whom it be not us, but nonetheless be good enough to pass as us, like to explain, let me say that a generation is 33 years, i.e. Christ ourselves beeth of that age, the 33 also the degree of masonry. It's as close as you can get, I guess, to thirding a circle, but that is sacred geometry, and although it's best to learn how to interpret and understand sacred geometry, especially in accordance to mythological and religious studies, one must remember that the tree of knowledge be in the garden, but it not be God, nor the way to God. Herewith we will talk of note to half-assed explain why I do what I do, using the idea of a generation being 33 years. We will look at the 14 generations of Canada. As a prologue, I would like to mention 1534, April 20, when Carpentier sailed with 2 ships and 61 men to arrive 20 days later and explore the west coast of Newfoundland, discover Prince Edward Island, and sail through the Gulf of St. Lawrence past Anticosti Island. Well, I mention that's not the likes of John Cabot, and that be because him not so much contributeth to our genealogical identity as a family. Rather, him was just a historic personage or a person of interest. 1534 to 1567, 1568 to 1601. 1595 to 1625, Acadia and the First French Family. So a lot of these persons on these charts that we've been talking about are French folk and alive and well in France ere this date or at this time. And these 1595 to 1625 Acadia and the First French Family be mere scores of seeds cast almost randomly into the winds on this foreign soil in the newfound land, Quebec and Acadia. 1602 to 1635. What I'm going to do is stop reading the bold dates. They're confusing. And we're going to continue on to 1625 to 1655, the Percherons and the Filles de Roy. I reckon both the first group and the second group might contain filles mariées, but They're not mentioned here. 3. 1655 to 1685. The Carpentier and the Hudson's Bay Company. In this, we see the conquest of, or the emergence of, the fur trade. The conquest of the wilderness and the emergence of the fur trade hand in hand together in the personages of the Carpentier, whom fought the Iroquois, perhaps the Delaware, and the other of those 5 nations, such as the Mohawk, and the Hudson's Bay Company settled more so to the western side of Hudson's Bay at York Factory, and going on to establish what became the Red River Settlement further south into the province. The establishment of the Red River Settlement further south into the province had more to do at that time with the French voyageurs, but yes, hand in hand with the Hudson's Bay Company. Number 4, 1685 to 1715, the conquest of La Paz den Haut. La Paz den Haut would be, say, that land around the Great Lakes, especially towards where was the end or the tip of Lake Superior. Here be an interesting moment, an opportune hap to mention excuse me, young Master Bongo, whether it be Jean Bongo as the father or as the son, or Pierre Bongo, and him beeth the first white man amongst the Ojibwa dans La Paz den Haut, and they called him the first white man because he had the buckles on his shoes and the tri-cornered hat and the musket. The coat with tails, whomever so knoweth, but he was black, you know. And the Bongo family lived there with the Ojibwa long enough to become part of that tribe, and their genetics were absorbed into that nation and still exist with us today. You might see a lot of First Nations and half-breeds that have his curly hair, mayhaps, in and around that area. I have. Number 5, 1715 to 1745, the Northwestern Expansion. In that, we might talk about people, not so much the Coureur des Bois woods runners, but more so the voyageurs. We may touch upon the York Boat Brigades, and most certainly men like Jocko Finley, Samuel Hearn, and other personages of that northwestern wilderness fur trade, more so than the buffalo hunting Mayakutas further south. Number 6, 1745 to 1775, expulsion of the Acadians as Canada falls under British rule. And 1775 to 1805, Captain Cook was on the west coast. The Northwest Fur Company may have been on the east coast and in the interior, but John Jacob Astor's American Fur Company claimed more of the trade on the coast and in the Pacific Rocky Mountain territory, because as you know, Astor became America's first multimillionaire, or the first millionaire. He went on to become involved in the Chinese opium trade. So that's another story. Number 9, 1835 to 1865, the United Province of Canada. I know not much of that. I might venture to say it might involve men like Papineau, Ezekiel, and or Aaron Hart, others involved in establishment of Parliament of Upper and Lower Canada, and or the said rebellions thereof, Upper and Lower Canada. 10. 1865 to 1895, St. Louis David Riel des Metis and Confederation. 11. 1895 to 1925, Clifford Sifton and the North Atlantic Trading Company. Herein you might throw that name, Baron Maurice von Hirsch. You might even throw in the name Frank Oliver. He inherited Clifford Sifton's position with the North Atlantic Trade Company after him retired. Or number 12, 1925 to 1955, the Warriors. 13, 1955 to 1985, Pierre Trudeau and the Zog on the Hill in Ottawa. 14, 1985 to 2015, Brian Mulroney, Jean Chrétien, Stephen Harper, the Cerebus dog at the beginning of the end. And I reckon we're in the 15th generation now, but of course it doesn't say there. So that's that, isn't it? That's just part of a play I was working on, I suppose, or a storyline, you might say, with deeply embedded religious and political history to it. So there'd be but a few scraps here left over of a pile of papers that were on this part of my table. This is part of the graph that fell off, so just a couple ancestor names that we won't go into. Here's kind of a big, ratty chart. I doubt you can read anything on it. I'll do my best to this green part is a line leading back to England. And it involves Marianne Heard dite Prevost, the wife of Sébastien Cholet. Her, no doubt, survived some Indian massacre in New England, and was rescued or traded for or brought to the French, which to many an Englishman was a fate worse than death. Marianne Hurt dite Prevost was the daughter of Elizabeth Roberts and Benjamin Hurd. Elizabeth Roberts was the daughter of Rebecca. And Thomas Roberts of Dover, son of John Roberts of Woolston and Margaret, the son of John Roberts of Woolston and Elizabeth Cleveley, the daughter of Nicolas Cleveley, the son of Thomas Roberts of Woolston and Elizabeth, the son of Walter Roberts and Alice Naylor of England. Benjamin Hurd was the son of Captain John Hurd and Elizabeth Hull, the daughter of Reverend Joseph Hull and Joanna. Reverend Joseph Hull, the son of Thomas the Young Hull, or Thomas Hull the Younger, and Joanne Pising, daughter of Marjorie Everard, daughter of Elizabeth Lewis and James Everard of England. Thomas Hull the Younger was the son of Richard Hull of Crew Kearney, the son of William Hull and Agnes Bergton of England. The wife of Thomas Hull the Younger, Joanne Pising, was the daughter of Richard Pising of East Ming, the son of John Pising of Abbotsbury and Elizabeth Samway Selman, the daughter of John Samway Selman. Richard Pising of East Ming was the son of John Pising of Abbotsbury, the son of John Pising Pesson of England. I know not if that be a Puritan family, but I would reckon it be a New England family. And yes, her be the survivor of a massacre or a kidnapping. The husband of Marianne Hurd dite Prevost was Sébastien Cholet, the son of Sébastien Cholet and Perrine Saint-Hilaire, the daughter of Jacquette Bosson and Pierre Hilaire. Sébastien Cholet, the son of Sébastien Cholet and Catherine Herouault. The daughter of Sébastien Cholet and Marianne Hurd dite Prevost was Marianne Cholet dite La Violette. Her the wife of Jean-Baptiste Legault de Desailliers, the son of Noël Legault de Desailliers and Marie-Louise Besnard de la Jeunesse, the daughter of Marie Marguerite Viard, the daughter of Isabelle Catherine Lecomte of unknown origins, mayhap in France, most likely. Philippe Viard, the husband of Jacqueline Hérault, were the parents of Pierre Viard, the husband of Isabelle Catherine Lecomte, the parents of Marie Marguerite Viard, the wife of Mathurin René Besnard, dite Le Jeunesse, son of Louis Besnard, dite La Jeunesse, and Mathurin Chevret of unknown origins, France. Jean-Baptiste Legault dit de Solier was the son of Jean-Baptiste Legault dit de Solier and Marianne Cholet dite La Violette, the daughter of Marianne her dite Prevost. Jean-Baptiste Legault de Solier married Catherine Charlebois, the daughter of Catherine Fioret dit La Rivière and Joseph Charlebois. Catherine Fioret dit La Rivière was the daughter of Marie Agnes Jean Roy, the daughter of François Bouet, the daughter of Catherine Catel and Pierre Bouet. André Roy and Marie Dubois were the parents of Jean Leroy, the husband of François Bouet, the parents of Marie Agnes Jean Roy, the wife of Jacques Fioret dit La Rivière, son of George Fioret and Catherine Pilorguette. Joseph Charlebois, husband of Catherine Fioret dit La Rivière, daughter of Marie Agnes Jean Roy, was the son of Jean-Charles Charlebois dit Joly dit Bouet and Marie Marthe Perrier, daughter of Marie Gaillard, daughter of Marie Martineau and Pierre Gaillard dit Dare. Kergonsalier Jean-Pierre, son of Jean Perrier, was the husband of Marie Dervie, the parents of Jean-Pierre Perrier dit Lafleur, husband of Marie Gaillard, daughter of Marie Martineau. So we have the name of a Kergonsalier mentioned here, being Jean Perrier, son of John Perrier, father of Jean-Baptiste Perrier dit Lafleur, husband of Marie Gaillard, parents of Marie Marthe Perrier, wife of Jean-Charles Charlebois dit Joly dit Bouet, and on down. What I'm finding here most exciting is after all that, we go from Catherine Legault, daughter of Jean-Baptiste Legault dit de Solier, and Catherine Charlebois, was the mother of Jean-Baptiste Chevret, who married Charlotte Sansregret dit Paul. They were the parents of Marianne Chevret. So, the name Charlotte Sansregret dit Paul in balance with this this big or long story behind the ancestry of her mother-in-law, Catherine Legault, stands in stark contrast for Jean Baptiste Charest, the father of Marianne Charest. And that's one of the important and interesting elements behind a few of the mea cutis, or the half-breed, or the métis, or the exovide, or the First Nations women that we encounter here on our journey through discovery into this unknowing of whom we were. That, yes, we find these names that in some cases are connected with an snakes and ladders heritage dating back not 15 generations, but 150 generations on to Adam, son of God, and mitochondrial Eve. And this kind of is what this bigger chart is the secondary in nature to. Another story altogether. We talked about Giles Lahogue last, him the husband of Marie Lebrun. Their daughter Marie Claire Lahogue married Jean Settelot, the son of Jean-Louis Settelot, Marie Grimaud. Marie Genevieve Settelot de Montreal was the daughter of Jean Settelot and Marie Claire Lahogue. Her married Jean Legris de Lepine, son of Guillaume Legris and Marie Levrard Leclerc. Angelique Legris, the daughter of Marie Genevieve Settelot de Montreal and Jean Legris de Lepine, was the wife of Moise Joshua Morin, the son of Moise Morin and Madeleine Monin, the daughter of Marie Martha Richoum, the daughter of Marie Martha Arnus, the daughter of Louise Brodeur and Marc Arnus, of whom we talked yesterday. Guillaume Richoum, son of Simon Richoum and Catherine Bellier, was the husband of Marie Martha Arnus, and their daughter Marie Martha Richoum was the wife of Gilles Monin, them the parents of Madeleine Monin, the wife of Moise Morin, son of Aaron Morin and Jean Boutin. And afterwards, we see this orange mark. And here we see marked in color, marker, Marie Elisabeth Morin dit Chenvert, daughter of Angelique Legris, daughter of Marie Genevieve Settelot de Montreal, daughter of Marie Claire Lahogue, daughter of Marie Lebrun, was the wife of Pierre Guillaume Bruno. Two children are listed. One is missing and only mentioned here as Bruno, of which the elder sibling is Pierre Bruno, husband of Anne-Marie Robitaille. The parents of Julie Bruno, the wife of Louis Joseph Papineau, Il Patriote, a leader of the rebellion thereof in Lower Canada, Quebec, and him was instrumental in the act of, or involved in that act whereof Ehrenhart sworeth he admission onto Parliament here in Canada, hand on Torah, rather than hand on the Holy Bible. Mr. Hart was the son of Ezekiel Hart, whom, or a close relation to said Ezekiel Hart, whom was in a position to capitalize on supplying the British Army during the conquest of Quebec, and either before in America, but definitely thereafter in Canada. Another long chart. I have made them as long as scrolls. If I knew how to print using Hebrew letters, I might thereafter, make an interesting thing then, huh? But I don't. I only know English, and I lose, I reckon, a lot of those specific intricacies involved with that numerological alphabet. Albeit that's not be what us does. We are interested only in with whom our ancestors were. Accordingly, so as concerns us Canadians. I'm sorry for smoking. Hence me cough. And so, La Belle Barbe, and Sioule, La Belle Barbe, Le Carpentier, husband of Jeanne Hangouart, were the parents of André Charpentier, husband of Ida de Erquingham, the parents of Anceau Carpentier, the husband of Agnes de Bomine, the parents of Baudouin Carpentier, the husband of Marie Baudère, the parents of Sophiac Carpentier, the husband of Eleanor Thiolaine, the daughter of Marguerite Le Boussescus, wife of Gerard Thiolaine, son of Marie de la Motte and Pierre Thiolaine, son of Gerard Thiolaine. Arthur Carpentier, the son of Sophie Carpentier and Eleanor de Thiolaine, was the husband of Louise de Bouchevesne, daughter of Guillaume Bouchevesne, the son of Gerard de Bouchevesne and Agnes Sauhier, daughter of Jean Hanotin Sauhier. Guillaume de Bouchevesne and Anne de Coutre were the parents of Gerard de Bouchevesne, husband of Agnes Sauhier, daughter of Jeanne Hanotin Sauhier. The parents of Guillaume Bouchevesne, the father of Louise de Bouchevesne, the wife of Arthur Carpentier. The parents of Guillaume Carpentier, the husband of Renette de Waynondville, daughter of Marie de Rampernort and Charlemagne de Waynondville. Colonel Carpentier, seigneur de Crete, son of Guillaume Carpentier and Renette de Waynondville, was the husband of Jeanne de Savergnier, daughter of Elizabeth de Haussenville and Guillaume de Savergnier, son of Isabelle de Bellerin and Wery de Perroy, son of André de Perroy, and Pelisse de Fontenoy-Pouligny, daughter of Wery de Pouligny, son of Jean de Pouligny. We find also listed as another son of Guillaume Carpentier and Renette de Waynondville, him be the brother of Colonel Carpentier, seigneur de Crete. His name be Arthur Carpentier, husband of Saint de Wasquehal, parents of Robert Carpentier, husband of Honorine d'Assignier. So sometimes, if a family, say in the 13, 14, and 1500s, was beneficial to the church or the seigneur or the crown, somehow or in some way, perhaps their name be mentioned or written down. And in this we find oftentimes the names and short, brief genealogical biographies of brethren, two persons more fully and wholly related to us. Jean Carpentier de Luxembourg, son of Colonel Carpentier, seigneur de Crete, and Jean de Savigny, was the husband of Marguerite de Magnier, dite de Engheim, the parents of Jeanne Carpentier, the wife of Simone ou Mathieu Crete. Excuse me, please. Jean Carpentier de Luxembourg was the parent, Jean Carpentier de Luxembourg was the husband of Marguerite de Magnier, dite de Engheim, the parents of Jeanne Carpentier, the wife of Nicolas Martin Crete, son of Simon and Matthew Crete. If I were editing, I would add applause now. Two children born, Nicolas Martin Crete and Jean Carpentier, are mentioned. Both are females. Louise Crest, daughter of Jean Carpentier and Nicolas Martin Crete, was the wife of Jean or Jean Pinguet, the son of Jean Pinguet. The parents of Jean Pinguet, whom was first married to Enjoy and next married to the daughter of Enjoy and Pierre Viron. Her name was Louise Viron. Her was afterwards married to Guillaume Giffard. Of note, Charles Renoir and Marguerite Leduc were the parents of Pierre Viron, the husband of Enjoyes, or the first husband of Enjoyes. And their daughter Louise Viron was the second wife of Jean Pingouet, the son of Jean Pingouet, the son of Jean Pingouet. The son of Louise Viron and Guillaume Giffard was Robert Giffard de Moncel. He married Marie Renoir, the daughter of Jacqueline Michel and Charles Renoir. This says here, see Giffard chart, and of course Robert Giffard de Moncel plays a pertinent role not just in peopling a new world, but in shaping and forging whom we are, our identity as a person. It's like the Canadian spirit be somewhat of a sculpture that moments in times at different places throughout our great nation enthralls the mind and the imagination and the spirit of these individuals whom chip away at what is there and kicking that sovereccio aside, which is the common we are left with that. I've called it a tree whom we are, have called us a living body, and likened that living body onto a tree and vice versa. Have in the past likened the human body onto an automobile and its different parts and ways, for they are very much akin and alike onto each other. So there's a lot of different ways to look at a lot of different things, and let's continue on with the second daughter, Jean Carpentier and Nicolas Martin Crete. Her be François Marie Crete, whom was the wife of Barnaby ou Pierre Gagnon, the son of Joseph Gagnon, X111, the 13th, husband of Colonial de Montague, daughter of Colonel and Thomas Lemire de Montague. So we know that Joseph Guillaume the 13th was the son of Joseph Guillaume the 12th, etc. That closely or parallel to that Cartier-Guillaume line that we've talked about, and on the other side you might reckon the Boucher Peltier. Now these Gagnon and Peltier Boucher, they might be likened onto veins, and that Cartier crest more akin onto what we might call the arteries of that identity. The Canadian person as a generational being. Pierre Gagnon, the son of Barnaby ou Pierre Gagnon and François Marie Crete, was the husband of Renée Madeleine Roger, the daughter of Gervais Roger and Marie Marion Aubert, daughter of Antoine Mounier, daughter of Anne Lamy and Antoine Mounier. George Aubert, husband of Marguerite Ossan, were the parents of Jacques Aubert, husband of Antoinette Mounier, daughter of Anne Lamy and Antoine Mounier. Jacobert and Antoinette Mounier were the parents of Marie Marion Aubert, wife of Gervais Roger, parents of René Madeleine Roger, whom wed Pierre Guignon and made a great contribution to our nation, insomuch as we are the people. Two daughters are mentioned here, or I should say a daughter and a son. Noel Gauguin Gagnon and Jean Gagnon. Noel Gagnon was the elder of the two. Her the wife of Gilles Fournier, the son of Cécile Girard, and Philippe Fournier, the son of Exilida, and Alfred Fournier, the son of Hélène Eliada, and Jean-Baptiste Fournier, the son of Madeleine and Pierre Fournier. So that was a lot of fun. In that you see another different way for me to look and read long lineages. Me trying not to be too repetitious or overbearing in that context. Guillaume Fournier was the son of Gilles Fournier and Noel Guillaume. Him, the husband of Marie-François Hébert, first French family name of ultimate importance. Their children were listed here, two of them, Agatha Fournier and Joseph Fournier. The younger Joseph Fournier, the husband of Barbe Girard, the daughter of Joachim Girard, and Marie Geneviève Hallé. Of course, she be the sister of Barbe Hallé. We've talked to her and her relation in that first witchcraft trial in Quebec, North America. So we see here Barbe Hallé, the wife of Jean Carrier, the son of Jean Carrier and Jeanne Daudier. Their son was Jean Carrier, his wife Jean Sampson, daughter of Jacques Sampson and Marie Metrou. And their son was Charles Carrier, the husband of Marie Gasseron, the daughter of Louise Gasseron de Brulot, and Agatha Fournier, the daughter of Marie-François Hébert, and Guillaume Fournier, as said. Louis Gasseron dit Brulot was the son of Louis Gasseron, the son of Nicolas Gasseron, and Marie Guittard. So again, we're going to look at that with a bit more closeness in that this is the second time in this genealogy that we have discussed or discovered a genealogical type of situation akin on to the dawning of our generations 7,000-8,000 years ago. In that, first mention here be made of the two husbands of Enjoys. The first husband, Pierre Viron, son of Charles Renoir and Marguerite Leduc, was the mother of Louise Viron. And both mother Enjoys and daughter Louise Viron shared a marital relationship with Jean Pinguet, son of Jean Pingouin, son of Jean Pingouin. Louise Viron was the mother of Robert Giffard de Moncel, sire of Guillaume Giffard, and that was a very important tree. And you'll find that kind of relationship back in those early ancient Egyptian and ancient Babylonian family trees. And I could say much about that. The second instance of such a relationship appeareth here in the persons of Marie Guittard, daughter of Guittard, whom first wed Nicolas Gasseron, and their son was Louise Gasseron, and him sired of his mother, Louis Gasseron de Brulot, whom took to wife Agathe Fournier, the daughter of Marie-François Hébert and Guillaume Fournier. That's amazing. That also listed here in relation to the Gagnon family, the person of Jean Gagnon, the son of Pierre Gagnon, the son of Barnabé Pierre Gagnon, Marie-François Crete. Jean Gagnon married Marie Cochon, and her was the daughter of Marguerite Cointerel, the wife of Jean Cochon, who later married Jean Abraham, mother of Jacques Cochon de la Mothe, husband of Barbe Delphine Tardif, daughter of Barbie Mard and Olivier Tarle Tardif. Jacques Cochon de la Mothe and Barbe Delphine Tardif, the parents of Geneviève Cochon. I'm not going to say much about Olivier Le Tardif, except you should look his name up as well. So, that connection, or that seeming connection to those perverse or seeming perverse blood relations involving different or interfamily breeding are more than likely mistakes made by census makers or church records or civil records, or taken off of stones, whatever. Only because it's quite uncommon, you know, yet taken in context with the phenomenon of the Canadian child bride, one can see that this may be a plausibility. And a lot of that, if it is plausible at all, such relationships, it may have to do with proximity and families living in complete or near complete isolation from each other. We might find similar relationships in the families of the First Nations of the far north, such as the Inuit or the Alouette, of elder times, in maybe some of their throat songs or their folk tales. Whom knoweth, eh? Well, there are two more of these remnants of that tabletop collection. This one is a deep look at my first French family paternal connections, and this one is probably an episode all of its own. I don't know, because we see here a heck of a lot of l'autre métis, or them pas the métis des pas den haut, the white Huron First Nations and early Quebec and whatnot. So we'll put those aside for another day. What? Say? God bless.